Hello, and thank you for joining me for your daily tarot. So today we're looking at the 29th and the 30th of August. Can you guys believe it is the end of August already? Like, where is that all gone? Also, please do be mindful that there has been someone out there who has been cloning my channel. So please do make sure that you're watching this reading from my channel, which is Phoenix Keia Tarot, okay? Right, your first message out is the mice, so that's like an irritation, a worry, a concern, somebody trying to get under your skin. You've got the cage and the snake. Yeah, that's someone's trying to get under your skin this week, for certain. There could be money worries, money concerns here also for some of you, not all of you, like a unexpected bill, okay? Having to pay more for a bill or a product or something than what you were expecting to pay for it, okay? Getting a quote for something and it's far over and above what you thought it was going to be, that sort of thing. But again, that part's not going to resonate for everyone. Look, the mice, the cage and the snake, there is definitely some bullshit afoot here, okay? Now here's the worrying thing with this energy, because it's the snake, that's also temptation. You might feel tempted to respond to this irritation, to this concerning information, okay? The problem is, if that temptation breaks you, you're going to end up back in that cage. So, for example, the way I'm reading this, if you have gone no contact with someone and they have tried to break your no contact regime by reaching out and communicating to you, they might have used the tactic of getting you worried about something, getting you worried about someone's health, making you worried about their health, anything like that, right? They're causing worry and concern. They're playing on your fears, basically. And you might well feel tempted to go, oh, my God, what's wrong? What's wrong? Can you give me more detail? That sort of thing. They're saying here, don't fall for that temptation, because if you do fall for that temptation, you're going to end up right back in that cage that probably took you a long time to escape from. At the bottom of the deck is the magnifying glass. So, yeah, pay attention. Pay attention. Look at the small details. Look at what is actually really going on here with this person, okay? It's a trick. It's a trap. And it's been designed very, very specifically to get you back on the hook for something with that cage, for definite. So it's vital that you don't fall for that temptation to respond to this. Okay, pathway. Now that's really, really specific, because that can indicate 2 years. So I hate to say, I mean, if you might have been 2 years no contact, right? Or... and I feel that it's this version. Over the next 2 years, this snake is going to attempt to try and get you back in that metaphorical cage. That's how I feel that this is going. It's going to be a bumpy ride for the next 2 years, but ultimately you will get through it. Family room, it's something to do with your family of origins here, okay? Now again, these reads are not going to resonate for everybody, right? Only take the messages that are meant for you. Sudden wealth. Has this come about because you're about to, or you have recently come into some sort of wealth? Okay, I mean, anything's possible, right? With people like that, they will use any and every excuse to try and get you back in that trap. Okay, yeah, let's put that one there. Okay, a child energy. That could literally be you're the child, you're the adult child, or this could indicate something new here. Okay, because the child can also be new energy, where it's not about an actual child. It can be about something new. So let's keep that in mind as we're pulling the tarot here, because we need to start clarifying this. What's this mice? What's this worrying news or worrying information? What's going on with the mice? It's very, very irritating. It's like someone's trying to poke at you, right? Yeah, Ten of Cups. That one's come out squiffy. Ten of Cups. It's family energy. And the Five of Wands. Okay. So another place where this stems from, either you or someone within this family has come into sudden wealth. So that's reason number one, if you were needing any sort of reasons, why me, why now. The other reason is because this family, whatever this is that's coming out of this read, they are all at odds with each other. There's a lot of infighting that's going on here. Somebody needs to be in that cage. Make sure that it's not you, right? Because metaphorically, whoever is in that cage is the one that gets the blame for everything. They're the ones that are constantly picked at, poked at, okay? You can see that cage is currently empty, which means that this particular family is imploding. Who else are they going to take it all out on? They're going to take it all out on each other instead, right? Okay, can you tell us more about these family arguments, please? This is also going to test your, I want to say, it's going to test your willpower, right? Ten of Cups squiffy with the Five of Wands. That's definitely going to test your willpower. What's this family arguments, this family implosion? What's going on? The Three of Cups. Funny that, how they put on this show of being close, of being tight-knit. They put on a show of being supportive. Funny that. Yeah, the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck. This family here that's coming out of this read, and it's an unhealthy family dynamic with the Ten of Cups squiffy. Really unhealthy. They like to put on appearances for other people. Okay, there could be someone within that unit who is like a priest, a pastor, something like that. But I'm also hearing nurse and surgeon, right? I don't know where that's coming from, but it's there for somebody. So they like to put on a show that they are very well regarded, very well respected within their particular community. Okay, like definitely appearances are everything. You have the Page of Wands underneath that one, the Four of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, that's whoever is identifying as the child or the childlike energy here, or the one who was once perhaps the abused family child, right? They're saying here for you to do nothing. There might even be the threat or the persuasion almost of like a Ten of Pentacles and some sort of inheritance. Okay, again, they're saying here to do nothing and focus on your own Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so what's this cage? Because you know how like really toxic, unhealthy members of the family tend to hold inheritance over the younger generation's heads, right? That's what I could see was going on. And here's the fucked up thing. There doesn't even need to be an actual real inheritance, okay? They're still going to use the threat of it anyway. And from what I can see, for the vast majority of whoever's resonating with this reading, there actually isn't an inheritance. Okay, there's nothing. There's nothing left, right? There's nothing left. You got Temperance here. It's the card of alchemy. Time, patience, balance, moderation. Learning to transmute this toxic, unhealthy energy into something that is beautiful, something that is pure, something that is healing. Okay. Hello. So this month's free gift giveaway, I am going to be continuing the theme of getting rid of some decks out of my own personal stash that I no longer use and that I don't have space to keep anymore. Okay, so this gift giveaway, it is not sponsored by anybody. It's literally decks that have come from my own private collection that I definitely need to find new homes for. So this month's gift giveaway until August the 31st is this beautiful Mystic Dreams Advanced Tarot by Saint Soleil. Now the deck itself comes with the gift box, and they provide it in 2 halves so you can fit all the decks in. It's got this beautiful gold edges on it, and you can see that I've used this deck a few times. I just don't get to use it as often as what I would like, and I'm running out of space to keep all these decks. So I've got one of these to give away. It also comes with the Aura Quartz crystal, and of course the beautiful table cover. There it is. I'll switch out the camera so you guys can see the cover. So that comes with the deck as well, and it's got the Saint Soleil emblem on there as well. Okay, just as you can see, it is the original deck. It is not a copy or anything like that. With this one being the Advanced Tarot, it did not come with a guidebook. Okay, however, if you do need help reading this deck, then I'm quite happy to send you instructions on how you can read it through an email to the winner. Okay, so don't worry if you're not an advanced reader, you can still enter this gift giveaway. Yeah, I will just send you the instructions. So your comment below is going to be your entry into this month's free gift giveaway. Please don't leave personal information or anything like that. Just let me know in the comments below that you're interested in rehoming this particular deck. Okay? But yeah, now back to your reading. You could be, or you could also be dealing with a Sagittarius. Maybe there's a Sagittarius involved, some way, somehow. You could be the Sagittarius. Again, take it as it resonates. Buckle up, either way, because shit's about to get intense. It's about to get intense, okay? Can you tell us more about this cage? This key and the Temperance. And the thing is as well, collective, you've got the key. You've got the key to your own freedom. If you've not used it yet, use it. Use it now. Okay. Again, depending on what stage of this particular timeline you're on, right? You could be at the stage where you're considering using your key of freedom to break away from this unhealthy and that's putting it mildly, a family dynamic. It's definitely someone's family dynamic, right? You could be on the cusp of using that key and freeing yourself, or you might already have freed yourself, and these little fuckers are trying to get you back in that cage, okay? So use your discernment, take it as it resonates. You guys are smart, you know how it goes, okay? You tell us more about this cage, this key. I am seeing that more as the key. I know that traditionally in Lenormand it is the key, right? As soon as I saw that card next to the mice and the snake, I was like, cage. Rather than the key. It's like almost as if my eyes saw through that key. My eyes weren't even acknowledging that key, which is a really powerful metaphor for the way that somebody has been made to feel by this particular dynamic. They always just assumed that they were stuck forever, that they were trapped forever, right? Was it, they call it the 1,000-yard stare? When you see something but you don't acknowledge it, you just sort of look straight through it. It's the 1,000-yard stare. That's what I got when I saw that card, and I was like, it's a fucking cage. Okay, yeah, the Fool. There it is. Look at that. King of Pentacles. It's come out squiffy. I told you, didn't I? I told you. There is no inheritance. There is no reward. Somebody spent it all. If there was anything, it's already all gone. Right? Because there's a masculine energy here. It doesn't matter if it's actually a man or a woman, right? Biologically. We're not talking about that. We're talking about energies, right? There's a masculine energy here that spends money like it's going out of fashion, right? They spend far more than what they've got coming in. Why? Because again, they have to keep up appearances. That is at the forefront of everything that this person does, of every decision that they have ever and will ever make. Keeping up those appearances, other people's opinions of who they are, that's at the forefront for this individual, right? Possibly also gambling going on. Very, very likely. Okay. I just need to take a breather here for a minute because that energy is super, super intense. So I think that this is a good point to let you guys know that my fantastic sponsors at Otter Spirit have released a brand new chakra collection, and I'm wearing some of their chakra collection right now. I, of course, with the colours, I went for the root chakra because that's what I felt like I needed right now. A little bit of the old root work. Absolutely fantastic. Like, their quality is out of this world. Phenomenal. And they can custom make every single bracelet just for you as well. Now, the information, it should be appearing at the bottom left hand side of my screen. If you miss it, don't worry, it'll cycle through. Okay. It's also in my description box below. Otter Spirit, definitely do go check those guys out, especially for those who feel that you're needing a little bit of that crystal healing goodness at the moment, that little bit of grounding, especially for me right now. That it's like mwah, chef's kiss. Okay. Don't take my word for it. Check them out for yourself. Anyway, without sounding too much like I'm, using my platform for advertising, like, I gotta say, I'm really careful about who I work with. So, the fact that I can sit here and go, yeah, Otter Spirit, go to them, you know it's good shit, without sounding, you know what I mean. Right, so let's move on to this snake. Do we really want to take a look at this snake? I feel like we have to, right? It's one of those things, we know it's there. We don't want to admit it's there, but we have to acknowledge it, because if we acknowledge the danger, then at least we know how to avert said danger, right? This is the classic, I don't want to admit or look at, like, who this person really is, but I kind of need to look. I just need to know what's going on so I can keep myself safe, right? Okay. Deep breath. What's this snake? What is this snake? What's going on with this snake? Can we have the truth? What is this snake? Oh. Okay. The Two of Swords and the Knight of Cups. It's designed to pull an emotional reaction out of you. And it's imperative that you stay out of it. Okay. Now, the Two of Swords is a little bit dodgy because it's 1 foot in and 1 foot out. It's someone who is not yet completely 100% committed to their decision. So if you're at that point on this timeline where you're like, I have the key to my freedom, I'm fucking terrified to use it because of the fallout that's going to happen when I use this particular key, right? If you're in that position, you've got to be 100% committed to what you're about to do, Otherwise, it would be piss easy for these individuals, or this person in particular, to rein you back in and to herd you back into that metaphorical cage, right? So you need to get into this headspace right now of, I'm 100% committed to my own freedom, to my own growth, and to my own needs, and to being accepted by myself, my self-love, right? You've got to be 100% committed to that, because if you're even slightly wobbly, that danger of you being pushed back into that cage is always going to be there, right? For everyone else who is already on the outside and who is about to get some sort of attempt made towards them to bring them back into this toxic ass fold, stay strong. Stay strong. Do not fall into this emotional thinking. Do not fall into this belief. What if they've changed? What if they've grown? What if they're different? They're not different. They're not different. They're still a fucking snake. They're not different at all. Like, they haven't even remotely changed. They haven't even attempted at changing. Okay, because this particular snake, that shit is not about healing. That is not about renewal. That one, in Lenormand, it's the snake in the Garden of Eden. And I'm not a religious person at all, right? The snake in Lenormand is danger. And you can see, I'm not biased against snakes. One of my favourite rings is literally a 1940s snake. I've got a snake earring at the top of my ear. I love the symbols of snakes because for me, personally, they do symbol healing, recovery, renewal, shedding of the old, that important process of getting rid of that old skin, right? So to speak. This is Lenormand that I'm sitting here reading. So I can't turn around and say that's something else just because I'm wanting it to be something else. That's not how this shit works. The messages in tarot come out for a reason. This person's still a goddamn snake. They're still toxic. They're still poisonous. They're still venomous. They're still speaking smack about other people behind their back. They're still deliberately hurting people. The danger here is falling into that emotional way of thinking where, oh, but it's possible that they might have changed, or it's possible that they could still change. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Whatever bullshit it is that's being fed to you by this person or by these people, the single goal that they have is to have somebody, preferably you, back in that cage, which according to them is where you belong. That's their single goal, right? What's this pathway? What's this pathway? So over the next 24 months, right? And the pathway is specific. It's 2 years. It's saying that there is going to be a substantial amount of personal growth through you with this pathway, right? There's going to be many different twists and turns. There's going to be information, be it false or real, that gets back to you, okay, possibly through the grapevine here. You mustn't allow these twists and turns to put you off your ultimate goal, because what's in the background there? It's the dawn of a new day. The dawn of a new day, right there. A powerful symbol for your freedom. Okay? Can you tell us more about this pathway? This message about 2 years. I mean, it could also be as well that this person or these people have been trying to get you back into that cage for the past 2 years. Again, you just got to take it as it resonates. The King of Wands, interesting. Very, very ambitious energy. I feel like you're the ambitious one. I feel like that's funny because I don't normally get the message of being stubborn with the King of Wands. Usually that comes through with a King of Pentacles in the upright position. Like he's a stubborn old goat in the upright position. Not so much when he's scattered or reversed. That's more someone who like follows the crowd, right? That's someone with an inflated sense of self-importance, right? This one, I'm getting stubborn energy, and like I say, it's really rare. I feel like you're actually doing this the right way, or you end up playing this the right way, which is you taking hard control for yourself, is you being focused on what makes you feel enthusiastic, okay? Because ultimately this is a really powerful, really creative energy, very sort of spunky as well. Like personality wise, a King of Wands is someone who is actually really quite funny. They do tend to utilize their sense of humor. Again, man or women, doesn't matter. They tend to utilize their sense of humor to get through difficult times. Some would say, oh, that's just masking emotions. Others would say, actually, no, it's a very effective survival strategy, because bearing in mind, it's King of Wands. Like if anybody's going to survive a zombie apocalypse, it's going to be a King of Wands. Because they're adaptable, they're spunky, they're quick, right? This one doesn't hang around. They do not hang around. Natural born leader who's very bold, who's very big picture thinking, right? And can retain their sense of optimism as well. And I feel that that's your energy, and I feel strongly that that is what is going to stop you from voluntarily walking back into that cage. Your ability to survive, your ability to adapt, your keen sense of awareness, right? Your ability now to see the darkness and the light, which the King of Wands is very, very good at doing. They can see the darkness and the light. They get hung up on neither. And that's a secret. That's why they're such a good leader, right? Not because they want to be the leader or they want to be in control of anything. It's because that's the natural position that they tend to find themselves taking. Natural born leader. There's a huge difference between a character of a person who wants control and power and influence over others, right? They tend to make really crap leaders because they're too goddamn selfish. And then you get the natural born ones, that's you guys, who find yourselves not wanting any sort of leadership role, yet finding yourself in leadership roles nonetheless. And it's those ones that make the better leaders, right? Can you tell us more about this energy and what this has to do with the pathway, please? Thank you. Yeah, Queen of Cups. There's more of your softer side coming out here. Again, man or women doesn't make a difference. This combination set, and it's a nice combination, and it's unusual to say that because it's a mismatch. They're of two different suits, right? This, for you, for the context of this read, is actually a really beautiful combination because it's you embracing all the different facets of yourself completely and absolutely. We got self-acceptance here with this Queen of Cups energy, right? And the parts of yourself here with this King of Wands, which in some contexts, don't get me wrong, King of Wands, just like the Knight of Wands, gets a bad rap. Sometimes unfairly so, right? So this one is going to be representative of all of the parts of yourself that you were made to feel ashamed of by this unhealthy family dynamic. we've got you, total self-acceptance. And you're like, do you know what? I actually like who I am as a person. I actually like the fact that I can admit my mistakes. I can admit when I'm wrong. And there's no ego involved. None at all. Interesting. Let's get another card for this. You can tell us more about this pathway. That shows total growth. And again, you'll notice with that pathway card, all of the butterflies. Growth is leading the way for you. Literally, all the butterflies on that pathway. Follow the butterflies. There it is. Didn't I say? Ain't that some shit? Didn't I say that the King of Wands, alongside the Knight of Wands, can often get a bad rap, sometimes unfairly so? And now you've got the Knight of Wands coming out reversed. I'll tell you what else is going to happen here. This unhealthy family dynamic is going to make out like you're the vicious one, like you're the violent one. And again, it's designed to get you to respond, okay? Because there's a knee-jerk reaction here that you're going to have to internally fight against or keep under control. Whichever turn of phrase you prefer to use, right? Resist the urge for that knee-jerk reaction, because that is going to see you back in that cage. Keep moving. Keep moving forward. No matter what these nasty-ass little fuckers try and throw at you. Keep moving forward. What's this family? Thank you. The devil. I told you, didn't I? Cannot make it up. Family room clarified with the devil. So now you've got the devil and the snake. So there's a ringleader here. Look, snake and the devil. Again, I'm not religious by any stretch of the imagination. Not even close. Not even remotely. I can see that for exactly what that fucking is, though. Everybody knows the story of the snake in the Garden of Eden. The devil and the snake. That's crazy. And to clarify the family room, this is someone's toxic-ass family. Abusive-ass family. 100%. Making a play. Making a play for my collective. How dare they? How dare they? The fucking audacity. How dare they? Speaking of symbology, look what's at the bottom of the deck. Fuck me. It's the lovers. Literally, Adam, Eve, and the snake. Someone's religious. 100%. No doubt. No questions. Someone's religious. Now that could be you. Fair play to you. It could be this toxic-ass family that likes to use religion as yet another tool, another weapon to further abuse you, to further abuse other people. And it's weird. It's really weird, because I got that channeled message about how someone is like a priest or a pastor or something like that. Not pasta that you eat, right? If you're watching this with closed captions, it struggles with my accent sometimes, and it will put different words than what I've actually said in the closed captions. This is crazy. Their behavior is crazy. Guys, you're not the crazy ones. You're not the crazy ones. You are under the firing line here. You are once again finding yourself the target of this unhealthy family dynamic, I'm afraid to say. And you have to do everything within your power, your spiritual power, your emotional power. Everything that you have within you, you're going to have to use it right now to make sure that you do not fall for this temptation. Be it by believing somebody here has changed, or be it by them deliberately trying to antagonize you here with this Knight of Wands reversed. Okay? That builds up this desire, this understandable desire within you to stand up for yourself, to defend yourself. When dealing with people like this, and I use the term people very, very lightly, because they are demonic. Let's get real. They are demonic. When dealing with them, you have to bear in mind you're not dealing with normal, average, run-of-the-mill individuals. And so your approach needs to be very strict. You've got to be very, very stubborn. Whatever they say to you or about you, you're going to have to muster all of your strength to not respond. Okay, so let's take a closer look at this devil. Alright? Can you tell us more about this devil in the family room? Queen of Wands, that one's come out squiffy. This individual, let's just call him the ringleader, right? They seem to think that they are very charismatic. They seem to think that they are very beautiful or very handsome. They seem to have this opinion of themselves that they can basically wrap other people around their little pinky. Okay, but the fact is, they're coming out off balance. And the Five of Wands at the bottom of the deck, they're losing control. Whoever this devil energy is, whoever this ringleader is, they are losing their touch. They're losing control. They're losing control of other people. They might have been very handsome or very beautiful in their younger years, and therefore they might have grown accustomed to sort of using that as a way to control other people. They don't have that anymore. They literally have lost or are rapidly losing their ability to control other people. So they're trying to change up their tactics here. Okay. What's this sudden wealth? A Tower. They don't want you to have this sudden wealth. They don't want you to have it. Six of Wands, but tough. It's absolutely tough. Now, this sudden wealth could literally be anything, right? Let's say, for example, if you've got a healthy member of this family who has promised you something as part of your inheritance, you will be receiving that. And we've seen that come out a couple of times in these reads before, right? You will be receiving that no matter who tries to stand in the way. If this unhealthy family has been blackmailing their inheritance over your head, there isn't one, you are coming into receipt of something quite significant here. with this sudden wealth. Now, that could also be coming through your own hard work, your own dedication, you doing your own due diligence, right? That could be material wealth, money, assets. But it could also be a different type of wealth. Good health. Creating a healthy family for yourself. Take it as it resonates, right? Wealth isn't always about the physical and the material. For some of you guys, it absolutely will be. And this toxic ass family ain't happy about it. You might not even be expecting anything to land on your door, any good fortune to land on your door. But this is good fortune. And it is landing at your door. And it is yours by rights. And you will keep it. Just because they're not happy about it doesn't mean to say that they can stop it from happening, because they're not going to be able to. What's this sudden, thank you, sudden wealth? Page of Pentacles, yeah, it's a gift. It's a gift. It's something that is being offered to you. With this Page of Pentacles. You tell us more. That's squiffy. The Hermit off-centre. Someone feels hard done to. So a member of this toxic-ass family feels like they have been hard done to. They feel entitled to whatever the context or content of this sudden wealth is for you. So their spite, their envy, their jealousy has been triggered by your sudden wealth. And they believe that it's them that should have it and not you. Well, they can kiss your ass. When all is said and done. Yeah, Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. A King of Swords, a Queen of Swords, a Magician, the Fool, and a Queen of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. Yeah, so they're going to try and enroll other people to get on your back about this. It's under there, the Star. Healing energy. And the Three of Swords. You will recover. You will recover. Yeah, in fact, the vast majority of you guys are well and truly on your path to recovery already. Nine of Pentacles under there. Self-sufficiency. You've learned how to stand up for yourself. You've learned how to support yourself. You don't need anyone's approval. You don't need anyone's validation. Anything like that. That's all been part of your healing journey. These people are trying to hurt you. It doesn't mean that they're going to succeed. I'm not seeing that they're going to succeed. What was that? 34 is death, ending and beginning. Didn't even get a chance to shuffle the deck and it's like, I'm here. Wow. This is a very significant chapter of your life here. 16 is a stranger that you're going to meet. It's under there. 40 is the master who keeps on growing. 5 is for saving to make a fresh start. 11 is to love and also to forgive. Yeah. So, forgiveness is personal for every single person. It's not anyone's position or place to tell another person that they have to forgive and forget. Okay, that's bullshit. And let's just get that straight out of the way straight away. If you choose to forgive these people, that does not mean to say that you have to take them back. That does not mean to say that you have to have anything to do with them. I always say, focus on self-forgiveness first. Make self-forgiveness and self-acceptance a priority. and everything else can follow on from that point. Okay? So you continue to grow, and here's the important thing as well. Look at that. He's got a key in his beak. Key. So you had, it sounds cheesy, but you had the power all along. You just needed somebody to remind you of that. I feel that for some of you guys that there is a meeting with a stranger here that's going to provide you. See, with that diamond, that's like a gift. It can also be words of wisdom. Okay. So a very important meeting with a stranger might help to highlight everything that you've been through, or everything that you're going through with this situation. Okay, if you're worried that you don't have the strength to move on, think of how much strength you're using to hold on. Then redirect that energy and enjoy your life. Yeah, so someone's doing more harm than good by trying to hold on to a toxic family dynamic here. If you find yourself constantly seeing reoccurring numbers or words, then it's a sign that you're being supported, cared for, and divinely protected by the universe. Beautiful things are about to happen to you. Yeah. So the reward, if you will, that comes from this is your exponential growth, your ability to see everything for the way that it truly, truly is. Okay, remember, it takes courage, pain, and time to unlearn all of the shit that you've been taught. Okay? It takes courage, pain, and time to unlearn every crappy ass thing that you've been taught about yourself. So give yourself that time. But yeah, that is what I have for you guys today. I genuinely hope that that reading has been helpful for someone. For personal readings, my website is phoenixkeiatarot.com. The link for that is in my description box below. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.